Excited to be connecting with you ladies. Thank you for your patience, and let's go ahead and get into it. So I want to share my story and why it's important to connect to these 21-day challenges, because these challenges have absolutely changed my life. So before I found this community, I was a person who was a constant yo-yo dieter. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was in action, right? Or I thought I was in action. I was in a very dark place in my life. Most people don't know, but I was really battling depression and anxiety, and I was also battling alcoholism, right? And this is something that we don't really talk about because it's so normal in specifically my culture, right? But what I realized was that number one, I had a very unhealthy relationship with food. And secondly, I was using food and alcohol to fill a void in my life where I wasn't dealing with the things that I needed to deal with. So when I found this community, I was taken back by the incredible community support, by all of these amazing women. I was already on my wellness journey, but like I said, I didn't have a healthy relationship with food. So there was a lot of unlearning that I needed to do. And this was a place that really just changed my life. So I was invited to a fit camp by one of my good friends, and I fell in love with the community, and that's what got me, right? The community first, the nutrition was life-changing. Because I was already on this journey, I thought I was at a plateau, guys. And what I realized was that because I had an unhealthy relationship with food, I wasn't fueling my body for what it needed. I wasn't giving my body good nutrition or enough to take my body to the next level. So fast forward to today, guys, I've been able to lose 115 pounds. I've built an incredible relationship with food. And more importantly, I learned how to do the inner healing so that the outer transformation could connect with the inner. And this is so important, right? Because we don't realize that physical transformation is correctly in alignment with the inner. If you're not doing the inner, the outer will be temporary. Repeat that in your head. If you don't do the inner work, the outer transformation is only temporary. You need to have the alignment of both. And through this journey and through these continuous challenges, right? Because as a coach, although I'm a coach now, that doesn't mean anything. I get to do these challenges with you guys. I get to continue to transform myself and really focus on the inner, which was the one thing that I didn't have before this community. So one thing that I'm super grateful for is these challenges, because prior to my community here, I was doing it by myself. I didn't have the accountability. I didn't have the support. And those of you that are trying to start something new, I'm sure you've realized that not having positive people around you will drown you. Right? They don't always have your best interests at heart because they don't understand what you're trying to do, the changes that you're trying to make. And a lot of times it comes with a lot of negativity, because it's not that they don't want to support you, they just don't understand what you're doing. So for me, plugging into this community was critical in my transformation. So I've been able to lose 115 pounds. I've been able to put on lean muscle and lean muscle mass. And I actually put on 16 pounds of lean muscle with this amazing product. And I'm currently a year and a half postpartum, back in my pre-baby clothes and body, feeling amazing. And I want to say how important the community support and how I've grown through this journey, through this personal development that we get to do, has really impacted my life as a new mom. Because can we make sure that everybody's muted? Brenda, I think you're not muted. So how having this community has really empowered me as a new mom. I had a baby during the pandemic, so I was literally in isolation for the first 3 months of having my daughter. But what I loved was that we were still able to connect virtually on these calls. We were still able to connect with this community, and it really empowered me to have the best postpartum experience. Like I do not lie to you. Like I felt amazing. I felt so empowered in my body. And as it's changing, like that's one of the most common things that I hear from new moms is that's where postpartum sets. But one of the things that I learned through personal development, through this growth in this community, is that if you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself before you become a mom, all of that gets carried into your postpartum journey. All of that gets carried into how you interact and raise your children, and your patience and all of that. So it's super important that we work on that, especially those of you guys on here that are not moms yet. I tell the girls all the time, this is the perfect community for you, because not only do we get to connect with other women. For me, I came into this as a newlywed. I came into this with no babies, and I've gotten to connect and learn from all these amazing mamas. And the one thing that stands out to me and that really empowered me was that you don't stop working on yourself when you become a mom. You don't stop working on yourself at any age in your life. You keep growing, you keep working on yourself, and you keep empowering yourself to become the best version of yourself. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, you working on you get to now pour that love into others, right? I always use this metaphor when I share, is like, when you work on yourself, think about that there's a this representation, right? So at a party, when they have the champagne glasses stacked up, right? The little pyramid, you are at the top. What happens when we pour the champagne into that top glass? All the overflow trickles into the rest of those glasses. So think of yourself as that glass at the top, right? And every time you pour into you and you feel good and you're empowered, the rest of that trickles down into the next layer of glasses, and the next and the next. So that next layer is your family, right? The direct people around you. The next is your coworkers. The next is your community. The next is every person that you have an interaction with, right? So making sure that you are taking the time to love on yourself and do for you first, so that you can then show up into the world as your best self, right? So you guys are in the right place. And like I said, these challenges have been absolutely life-changing for me, and really helping me have awareness of what were the things that were holding me back. Like I said, when I found this community, I was in a very dark place. I was not happy with myself. And what I realized was that I had a lot of things I was holding on to, emotional baggage. And that emotional baggage, once I started to release it, is when I started to drop the excess pounds. And I can't even tell you how life-changing that was for me, to have that connection, to know that me losing weight had everything to do with me getting rid of the things that no longer serve me. Me losing weight was directly connected to all of the things, all of the traumas that I needed to heal from in order to be in the place that I am today, and in order to be the mother that I get to be today, empowered, confident, loving, passionate, compassionate. All of those things are important in our journey, and they're important to have an awareness of. So being in this community, I learned to also have confidence in myself, which is not something that I've had. I never used to have that confidence. I remember at the beginning when we would have these incredible powwows, guys, in person, and anytime I was asked to share my story, I would just like bawl my eyes out. I would cry. I was so emotional. And it wasn't the fact that these things happened to me, because guess what? Life is always going to happen to us. There's always going to be circumstances in our lives that we cannot control. But what we get to control is how we react to them. What we get to control is how we move past those things and make a better life for ourselves. And that is what this community taught me. It taught me that I am not the product of my circumstances in life. I am not the product of what has happened to me. I get to decide who I am. I get to decide how I grow. I get to decide how I show up in my life, right? And that's so important to have that awareness. And I didn't have that because I was too busy being a victim of my life. So this community and this type of connection with women and community really taught me how to allow myself that space in my head. And any of you guys who have done challenge after challenge and have really taken on the task of connecting to these calls, because these calls are powerful and they're free. This is like, for me, this has been like free therapy. And I'm so grateful because through everyone's stories, we get to connect with ourselves, we get to grow ourselves, and we get to find the things that we need to do to help empower us to move forward. So super grateful that you're here, and know that you're here for a reason. This community doesn't just find you because you want to lose weight or you want to feel sexy. This community finds you because there's something in you that you need to let go of that's going to help you elevate to the next level of you, the best version of you. And that's what we're here to do. So I'm just so grateful to be a part of this incredible community and continue to do these challenges with you guys and grow and learn from all of you. And I wanted to share some tips with you guys that have really helped me make this entire thing a lifestyle. So I have been on my journey with this community for the last 6 years. And like I said, I've been able to lose the 115 pounds and keep it off. But more importantly, the mindset and the inner work is what has really taken me to the next level, and where I get to continue to evolve and grow, because once you reach a goal, guys, you're never done. You set a new goal, right? So my new goal is as a new mom, going back to me, right? And the alignment of these challenges is just amazing, because I remember when I first started my journey, this is the kind of thing I was doing, right? With connecting with women. I was working on the inner, right? So this was just the most incredible experience. So if you're here for the first time, know that your life is going to change because you decided to say yes to you, okay? So I want to go ahead and go into some lifestyle tips, and then I'm going to do some self-love tips as we are really on this journey of self-love. So if you guys are ready, I need some water. Let's go ahead and get into it, okay? So first of all, let's go into lifestyle tips. So number one, and if you don't have something to write down, that's okay. I'm gonna post them in the chat. If you're not already a part of this challenge, girl, you need to be a part of this challenge, because this is the kind of stuff we're gonna be sharing with you guys to really help you make it a lifestyle, okay? So did you have a question, Jessica? Did you have a question, Jessica? No? Okay. I don't know. You raise your hand. Oh, okay. You guys can hear me, right? I'm not just like air talking. Okay, cool. All right. So lifestyle tips. Here we go. So number one, be honest with yourself. Acknowledge that you need to change. Acknowledge that there's something that needs to change, right? We need to be honest with ourselves. This is part of having awareness. A lot of times we go blindly, right? And we don't acknowledge it. We put it in the back of our head. Like for me, it was always like, well, I've always been told I'm going to be I'm chubby. I've always been overweight. So I'll never lose weight. But you have to be honest with yourself. If this is something that you want, then have that awareness, okay? Number two is make a decision. You get to decide what your new life looks like, right? And I'm not just talking about the next 21 days. This is about creating a lifestyle. The intention is to get you started on this 21-day challenge so you can continue to do 21 day after 21 day after 21 days so that you can make an incredible lifestyle, okay? So make a decision. And it starts with making one healthy change every single day. It doesn't have to be drastic. One healthy thing every single day. Maybe it's making sure you drink all your water. Maybe it's 10 minutes walking every day. Maybe it's 5 minutes of praise in the morning. Whatever that is for you, all of that is going to get you to the next level. You just have to keep it simple, okay? Number three is write it down. Write your goals down, right? I believe in the power of manifestation, and one of the things that I've learned being a part of this community is that when you write down your goals, you're more likely to make it happen. So it's super important that we do that, okay? Write it down. And number four is practice affirmations. If you're new to this community, welcome. I want you to create a list of affirmations that are going to help you be successful in your journey. So these are your I ams, we call them, right? So I am powerful. I am strong. I am healthy. Whatever you're trying to create, they need to be a part of your I am affirmations, okay? Number five, measure progress. So let me just say, it is not just, sorry, there's bugs. It is not just about the scale. We celebrate non-scale victories. So what is measuring progress? It's taking your photos every week and sending them to your coach. It's maybe weighing in every Friday because it's just one way of measuring, but it's taking measurements, right? It's it's writing down what you accomplished, right? I'm very about celebrating all of your wins, and this is not just scale victories. This is, did I drink all my water? Did I have all my meals? Did I get some physical activity? Did I do something for myself this week? All of this is part of your progress, and all of this needs to be acknowledged and celebrated every week, because that really is where the motivation is going to continue to happen, right? And all progress matters. All progress matters. The fact that you went for a run and you did an extra 5 minutes, or you did an extra lap, or you did an extra rep, or you meal prepped, all of that is creating consistency for a lifestyle that's really going to change your life. So make sure that you measure progress in more ways than one, so that at the end of the week you can acknowledge all of your efforts, and you know you did your best. Then this is where your progress celebration is. Okay. So next, number 6 is healthy rewards when you reach a goal, or you have if you have a deadline. And I just want to say this, because not everybody has a specific deadline. So when it comes to building a sustainable lifestyle, it's all about having a balance. Now, I will say this, the first 21 days, if this is your first 21 days, I will definitely encourage you to be a little bit more strict with yourself, just so you can really see what you are capable of, okay? I've been doing this for 10 years. I've been on this healthy lifestyle for 10 years. And one of the things that did not work for me at the beginning was going cold turkey on everything, okay? Because my mindset was not there. It wasn't until I built my mind muscle that I was able to be like, okay, I can do a 21-day challenge and not have this and not do this, right? But when you're starting off, you want to make sure that you're creating a balance, right? And not restricting yourself so much that you can't focus or you go crazy on a binge, okay? So know your own discipline, know where you're at, so that you can work with that. The next one is creating a balance. So what does that mean, right? So for those of you that have been doing these 21-day challenges like me, right? This is what I do. Just because I like to be consistent within myself, is when I finish a 21-day challenge, if I want to have a treat meal, then I'm going to have a treat meal. If I'm not being super, super restrictive, which I don't normally do anymore, because I've been able to maintain and continue to get results because I'm consistent, it's finding that balance. So don't overthink about what your diet should be. If you eat healthy, if you drink enough water, if you get some movement in, guess what? If you're on your program, you're going to get results. 115 pounds down, I can tell you, I have pizza at least every other week with my family. That's our treat meal, but it's about learning discipline. I don't have 5 slices of pizza. I don't have a whole pizza like I used to. That's what I used to do when I didn't have control. So building a balance in your lifestyle is about having that self-control, and you know where you're at, right? You know where you're at with that. If you need more work with that, if you are struggling with that, then the best thing to do is to do 21 days without those things, because we don't realize that doing something for 21 days, obviously building a habit, but what it does to our mindset when we're pouring healthy, inner and outer. When we're pouring healthy on, it changes our brain, it changes our mindset to be able to then create that discipline. So learning that balance is super important, especially if you're trying to build a lifestyle, right? Knowing how to have balance. Now, there's a difference between having a balance and overdoing it every weekend and saying I have balance, because I've been there too. That's not what it's about. It's about being able to have something and not giving yourself guilt because you had it. That's when you know you have discipline. That's when you know you've created discipline, okay? And not making it a routine to like binge all weekend and then be like, okay, Monday I'm ready. That's not a lifestyle. That's a binge lifestyle, and I've been there. But being a part of this community has really helped me create that healthy relationship with food, to where that's no longer an issue. If I want to have something, I know I can have it because I'm being consistent, right? And the products, let me tell you, the products work. The products are amazing. I remember when I first started, the first thing that people would tell me is like, oh, if you stop taking it, you're going to lose weight. Well, honey, 115 pounds later, I have not gained that weight back, other than when I was pregnant and then I lost it. Okay. So be consistent with your products. And number 8, build a healthy relationship with food. This is probably the most important part. Building a healthy relationship with food. Stop being afraid of carbs. Can we say that louder for the person in the back? Stop being afraid of carbs. Carbs are your main source of energy. As you guys are part of this community, you're gonna learn how to have that healthy relationship with food, and know that it stems from, sometimes it's culture, sometimes it's our cultural background, right? We were taught, or if you were like me and you know, we didn't have a lot growing up, so the fact that we could provide food was enough, and it was never a question of like, I don't want to eat that, or that's not healthy. It's like, you eat what you have, right? But now as adults, we get to create that narrative of what our diet should be, our nutrition. When I say diet, I mean nutrition, right? So whole foods in between your meals with your shakes, right? And let me just say that we don't just drink shakes, we eat real food. If you're the first time on the line, let me just say that out loud. We don't just drink shakes, we eat real food. If you watch my story, you'll see every day I post what I'm eating, every day, because I want to show you what you can eat. And you eat food. We eat food, right? We don't skip meals. And that's all about having that healthy relationship with food. I used to think, well, if I want to lose weight, I have to eat salads all day. No, girl, no. We need a healthy balance, right? Our plate, our healthy meal should have a balance of protein, carbs, greens, healthy fats. Okay? We'll post it on the chat. If you don't already have that meal plan, we'll post it on the chat. And that way you guys have a better idea, if you're brand new, like how you should be eating, right? I do 2 shakes a day because, number one, it's easier to have a shake than to think about something else to have to eat, right? But you're getting vitamins and minerals, you're getting 24 grams of protein with a healthy meal shake, which is amazing. And I just love how I feel when I'm on track with my shakes. Oh,
but then you said the back, so I'm like, let's talk to the other.
Can we mute ourselves, guys? I can hear you talking. Okay, so building a healthy relationship with food, right? So if this is something you struggle with, please post it on the chat, in our 21-day challenge chat, so that we know how we can best support you in creating that healthy relationship. Okay, stop being afraid of food and stop using food as your therapy. Food is not our therapy. When you're sad, don't eat. When you're sad, don't eat something bad. Okay, when you're sad, work it out, because there's something that happens to your body when you work out. It's a different energy, and it's really motivation and inspiration for your mindset. Okay, number 9 is stay connected to the community. This community is powerful, right? This community has gotten me through so much, and this community is exactly what you've been looking for, even though you don't realize it, right? There's so much power in community, and the beauty of it is that we are not all local. We are not all in the same area where we can connect in person, and the fact that you can plug in online is super important. For me, the community workouts were what really elevated me to my next level, because I was able to have a workout accountability partner, which is something that I never had. I used to go to the gym and do like 2 hours in the gym, and I wasn't seeing results, right? I didn't have the nutrition, and I didn't have the accountability of the community. So being able to connect to our online workouts, our few in-person workouts that we have, for me, that's fuel, that's energy. There's a different vibe when you're around other like-minded people. So stay plugged into the community. Even though you're going through something, the best advice I can give you is to stay plugged in. Stay plugged in, okay? And then the last one is never give up. Never give up. Never give up, okay? 10 years into my journey, sometimes I feel like I have to pinch myself, because I don't recognize the person that I have become. And it makes me emotional, because I remember at the beginning how helpless I felt. How I felt like my life is never going to change. This is what it's always been, and this is what it's always going to be. My body will never change, because I've always been, right? That story I had in my head. I want you to let go of any story you've ever had and create a new one about yourself. As we begin this 21-day challenge, it's more than just 21 days. It's more than just 21 days of mindfulness, of self-love. It's about taking your power back. And that's what I feel this community really instilled in me, is taking my power back. I am not a victim of my circumstance. I get to decide who I am. I get to decide the life that I have. And it resonates with me to this day when I think about it. Even when I post like before and after photos, sometimes I'm like, man, she was so sad. She was so sad. She was so helpless. And to know that because of this community, like literally, guys, this community saved my life. I'll say that. And to know that I had to go through all of that healing so that I could be the mom that I get to be. I get to be positive. I get to be happy. I get to show my daughter a different life. And that's really what it boils down to, is that all the inner work that I had to go through so that I could be Frida's mom. And I could show up powerfully for the women that I have in my community, in my team, and all of you guys, because you guys are all part of this team, right? So never give up on yourself. Even in the times where it feels like, I'll never get through this, it'll never get better. Yes, it will. Keep showing up every day, one healthy thing every day. And even if all you do is stick to your program, girl, magic is gonna happen, because when you feel good, you show up differently for yourself. When you feel good in your body, and I'm not just talking about the physical, because when you take care of yourself and you eat healthy, you feel, it's a different feeling internally, right? We all know this, that energy you have. You feel more positive just because you're taking care of yourself and how you eat. You feel the difference. So know that it's never too late to get started, right? Know that whatever you want to accomplish, you're going to make happen if you just stay focused on you, okay? So I want to go into the self-love tips really quick. I know I'm talking long, but if you guys, at the end, if you guys have any questions or you, whatever, we'll share, okay? So I'm going to break this down into mind, body, and soul, okay? So for mind, okay, these are the 3 tips that I have for you on your self-love journey, because that's really what this is. Having awareness is your self-love journey, okay? So number 1 for mind is, I want you to, and I'll post these in the chat as well. I want you to write a letter to yourself. And this is going to be powerful, right? I want you to write a letter to yourself, to your past self, who you're leaving behind in 2021. October, right now, who are you leaving behind? Write a letter to her, right? I want you to write a letter to her. I want you to write it in the sense of the present, of the future, right? Who you are becoming. So reflecting back on her, right? What you're proud, how proud you are of her and everything she's lived through her life. This is going to change your life, right? So once you write this letter, okay, I want you to put it in an envelope and you're going to mail it out to yourself at the end of this challenge. Okay? You're going to mail it out to yourself at the end of this challenge. So when you get it, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. Okay? And number 2, make a list of 10 things you are grateful for. Gratitude brings on abundance. Gratitude brings on abundance in every area of your life. Like I, for the past 6 years, learning gratitude for me has been life-changing, because I was always a very negative person. And when I started to fuel my mind with positivity, guess what happens? You show up in a positive way and you attract positivity. So it's so important that every day that you wake up, that you have gratitude, because guess what? The fact that you woke up today is a gift. And even if that's the only thing you're grateful for that morning, it will change your life if you practice gratitude. So practicing gratitude every day, starting with making a list of 10 things that you are grateful for in your life, right? Whatever it is. And anytime that you have a bad day, go back to this list. Because guess what? Life continues to happen to us. We get lifed on all day, right? All day. But if you have this list to go back to, there's no way of going to bed with any kind of anger or sadness or, any kind of negative feeling before you go to bed, because you have this gratitude list, okay? Number 3 is create a vision board of your dreams. What are your dreams? What are your goals? Create that vision board. I will definitely ask you guys to do this, your vision board for this year, before the year's over, because come January, you're going to create a new vision board, but create a vision board for the next 3 months. What do the next 3 months look like? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do with your life? Your goals, aspirations, and even if it's like a really big goal that's like a 5-year a 5-year timeline, but what are you doing now to get that going, right? Having that vision board is powerful. I have it on my phone as my screensaver, and every time that I'm feeling like, oh, I don't want to show up for me, guess what? That vision board looks right back at me and says like, girl, you're going to show up today. It's powerful. And it's also what it's doing is it's casting a greater vision for you in your life. Like I said, guys, this isn't just a transformation challenge, physical transformation. This is mind and lifestyle transformation, and we're here to support you. So giving you the tools to think bigger for yourself, because oftentimes as women and as mothers, you know, we come last. But if you're not the best for you, you can't be the best for everyone else, okay? So next we're going to go into body. So 3 tips for self-love, focusing on the body, right? Nourish your body with good food, whole foods, right? Nourish your body with whole foods. For those of you that are starting brand new, or maybe you're getting back on it, how do you feel when you start eating healthy? You feel amazing. Your energy is different, right? And know that when you fill your body with good nutrition, it's also changing your brain. It's changing the connections in your brain. It improves your memory, it improves your energy, and your outlook on life. So nutrition is not just for the body, nutrition is for the mind. So knowing that every day you have an opportunity, listen, we can't control what goes on around us, but the one thing you can control is what you put in your body and what you fuel your mind with. That's it, okay? Number 2 is take a walk in nature. Right? Take a walk in nature. Being outdoors, being in the sun, getting that sunlight. I'm out here getting this vitamin D? It's so powerful. It's so powerful. And even if you can just do 5 minutes, you don't have to go on a hike, right? I get it. We're busy. Go outside. So one of the things that I've been doing is when I am off, because when I'm working, I get up really early. I can't be outside. But on the weekends, I have my tea outside. I walk and I listen to my personal development outside in the sun. Even when it's been cloudy, there's something about being outdoors with nature that keeps you present and still to the moment. It really does help you feel yourself. So taking that time with nature is so important for mind and body and soul, right? When I started my journey, that's the physical activity I was doing. I would go walking, I would go running, and then I elevated to hiking. And I can't tell you how powerful that was for me, because it really put me in a state of awareness of my body, of what I was doing, the actions that I was doing to take care of myself. And it really gave me a sense of peace and calm within my crazy, hectic life. So take a moment every day, 5 minutes, step outside, have your tea outside, listen to the sounds of the outdoors, right? Before the busyness of everyday life. It's so powerful. And then the last one is to complete a workout that empowers you. So not everybody is into lifting weights, not everybody's into hiking, not everybody's into fit dance. Find the thing that empowers you, that makes you feel good, and do it. Try to do it daily, right? In the next 21 days, it's only 21 days. It doesn't have to be extreme. You don't have to go do an hour at the gym. We have the Zoom workouts that you guys have access to. If you're a VIP already, you get the recorded video. So there's always an opportunity, right? So making sure that you're doing something that you love, because if you're not loving it, you're not going to be consistent with it. So if it's just walking for you, heck yes, go on that walk. Make it happen, because when you finish your workout, it's a different feeling. It's a different you. It literally is a better version of you just by working out. You guys are all testament to this, how you feel after you work out. It's the endorphins in your body. So make sure that you do some kind of physical workout that empowers you. Okay. Next, we're going to go into soul. Okay. Here we go. So, number 1 is to create a loving and positive list of affirmations for you. Okay. So I talked about a little bit about affirmations, about your I am. So I want you to write down 10 affirmations. 10 affirmations. And the reason I say 10, we struggle to do 1, but I want you to really think hard and long about these 10 affirmations, right? Because a lot of times it's also things that we need to find that we love about ourselves, and it's hard, right? It's hard to do that. It's hard to take a step back and really acknowledge ourselves, but it's really important that we do that. Okay, so these are going to be things, your I ams, that are going to help guide you in your journey of inner work, right? If you feel like me, for the longest time, my affirmation is I am resilient, because of all of the things that I've gone through life. I felt at the beginning, I did not feel empowered. I felt weak. I felt broken. And so I changed that to I am resilient because I can overcome anything. Okay. The next one is to be present and mindful 5 minutes in your day. So I do this at the beginning of my day because that's when it's easiest, when I wake up. Even if you're in bed, this is the powerful thing about it. You don't even have to get out of bed, but just no phones, be present. 5 minutes of mindfulness at the beginning of your day. If you start your day with 5 minutes of mindfulness, you're going to see an extreme change in you, in your day, how your energy flows through your day. Energy, what is it? Energy flows where energy goes. I got it mixed up, but you know what I mean, right? Energy goes where energy flows. That's it, right? Yeah. Okay. You will see a complete change within you. And especially if we do this 21 day after 21 day after 21 day, you're going to be a changed woman by 2022. So let's make sure that we take those 5 minutes every day to be mindful. Okay. And then the last one is, and this is what I've been doing like the last maybe 60 days, right? I have been unplugging from my phone 1 hour before bed. 1 hour before bed, unplugging from my phone. What is this doing? Not only is it going to give you like some bomb sleep, especially when you're having your relaxation tea and Nightworks, right? That's my nighttime cocktail, relaxation tea and Nightworks. Ask your coach about it. But 1 hour before you go to bed, no phone, no Instagram, no Facebook, no Netflix. You're going to get the best sleep of your life. But really what you're doing is you're resetting your mind and your body. And the power of that, to start a new day with a positive attitude, you have to unplug from all the craziness. I don't know how many times like I fall asleep with the phone in my hand, so bad, right? And it's just what I would dream about, like things I don't even want to dream about, like things I was reading or whatever. You have to mentally disconnect from everything else in order to be at peace with yourself and to have that self-awareness and to be able to start your next day empowered and fresh. Okay. And I will admit that the reason I had to be forced to do this is because I nurse my baby at night for bed. And if I'm on my phone when I nurse her, oh gosh, you should see my phone. It's all jacked up because she will knock it out of my hand. So I had to have a rule. I don't even plug my phone in. I was really bad. I used to sleep with my phone under my pillow. My phone is plugged in away from the bed so that I'm not tempted to scroll at odd hours of the night when I'm nursing. So no more scrolling, right? It's about being mindful, and it's really about, I see it as I'm detoxing my mind before bed so that I can have the best sleep ever, right? And that's super important when you're coming into this, focusing on mindfulness, on awareness. So that was an awareness that I had, like, girl, you spend too much time on your phone, let it go. So I encourage you guys to take these on. And I just want to close with saying like why this is important, right? And number one, you have to love yourself. Before you can really pour your best you into other people, into the people that you love, that you take care of maybe, you have to love yourself. Self-love is a beginning of all love. And if you don't have that, guess what? You can't give your best to your children, to your partner, to your family, to your dogs, right? They deserve the best version of you. And if you're not doing that, you're not giving them the best. You're giving them what's left over. You're giving them that left over, right? So one of the things that I have an awareness now of, right, because now I am a mother, what we don't heal from, we pass down to our children. What we don't heal from, we pass down to our children. This is like generational, we're building generational wellness, right? Wellness is lifestyle. Wellness is mindfulness. Wellness is self-love. Everything you're creating, you pass down to the next, whether you have children or not. It's your direct people that you influence, your nieces and nephews, right? It's so powerful to understand that, and know that regardless if you're already a mom, your children are grown, you get to show them that you're still working on you. You get to show them that the journey of self-improvement doesn't end at any specific time in your life. You get to continue to elevate and grow from your experiences, but more importantly from self-love, from this journey of self-love. So I hope that these things are helpful to you. I know that these have been super powerful for me, and I'm really excited to continue the next 21 days having these awarenesses now, having this mindfulness of what is possible in our lives when we start to work from the inner and out. So I would love to close with anybody, if anybody has any kind of share that they would like